So I want to teach you how to get your first 100,000 followers as a music producer. So when I got started a long time ago, I got a Facebook fan page to 100,000 followers. I got a Facebook group to 100,000 followers, a SoundCloud to 100,000 followers, 3 Instagram accounts up to about 200,000 or 300,000 followers, a YouTube channel to over a couple 100,000 subscribers, an email list with over 3 million subscribers, a text list with a couple 100,000 subscribers. And to be honest with you, the reason I'm bringing up all these different platforms is because it's nearly always the same. I want to teach you guys today what I've learned over the years on how to build a fan base to get those 100,000 fans for you. And I'm actually going to try to tell you the things that I think are evergreen / will stand the test of time. I know there's going to be another new platform and there's going to be algorithm changes and the whole nine, but to be honest with you, the core foundational strategies are the same regardless. And those are the things I'm going to be teaching in these videos. And all you have to do is, when the new TikTok comes out, is just contextualize this information, and I'm telling you, you will grow. So the first thing is really understanding the platform and how it is that you need to grow. So a lot of platforms these days are interest-based targeting, meaning it's not who you follow is who you see. Like if I follow you on Instagram, I'm not guaranteed to see your content. If I subscribe to you on YouTube, I'm not guaranteed to see your videos. And if I follow you on TikTok, I'm not guaranteed to see your stuff. So you need to understand the platform you're growing. Is it who you follow is who you see? Something like building an email list, right? If you subscribe to my email, well, you get sent an email. There's not really, besides the promotional algorithm, but there's not really an algorithm that's deciding who gets to see what. Back in the day, Instagram used to be everybody you followed is the content you saw. And then nowadays you see it changing to a lot more recommended, a lot more discovered, a lot more reels type behaviors. But if you look at the new Instagram Messenger, for example, a lot of that is if you subscribe to it, you get to see the content. So first you need to understand what type of platform is it? Is it interest-based where you post stuff and then just people interested, it gets recommended and all that kind of thing? Or is it what you follow is what you see? If it is the recommended type, which pretty much is almost every platform right now, I'll tell you what I do on every single platform. The first thing that matters the most is what you measure. And that's so important. If you're somebody who's conflated with views and followers, you're probably not going to be doing what you need. The one thing you need to measure is how often are you posting? How much volume are you posting? How much content are you making? I don't judge the success of Cymatics' accounts based on how well a video does. I honestly don't give a shit. What I care about is, am I being consistent? Because I know that every single platform is a marathon. That's why I'm making fucking videos right now, right? I don't care about how many views the videos get. What I care about is how consistent am I being on that platform. So my goal on YouTube is to do 2 videos a week. So it's 104 videos a year, and to do 5 short form pieces of content a week as well. And yeah, that's my core content strategy. It's like showing at the gym. I don't care if I spend 6 hours at the gym and then never go back. I care about showing up on a regular basis. So if you want to grow on these platforms, you want to be consistent because nothing else matters. You can make the best content in the world, but if you just disappear, you're going to fade into non-existence. If you can't stay consistent, it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter if you have the best 6-hour workout. If you don't go back to the gym, you're not going to lose weight in the long run. And when you build these platforms, you're not going to grow. Okay. So the first thing, if you're growing on one of these platforms, is you need to be consistent and you need to do stuff daily. I think Bruce Lee said, I fear the man who practices one kick for 1,000 days, not 1,000 different kicks. Right. And the idea here is just kind of like, you need to kind of just keep hammering in, because honestly, to get it good at something like content even is going to take you years. I mean, you're going to suck ass for a good year or two. I promise you. It's not as easy as it looks to get all the little nuances right with retention and hooking people and creating interesting things. And it's not easy, right? And consistency is important. And you need to try to get like famous, quote unquote, or build that 100K following in like a 3-year window, not necessarily a 1-year window. Okay. But the good news is it's very achievable to build a 100K following in 3 years. Is very doable. But after that, you can grow faster. You can go from 100 to 200K in only 1 year. And you go from 2 to 4 in another year, right? It's an exponential type thing, especially when you gain momentum. So that's the first thing. You need consistency. The second thing is that honestly, you need to copy and steal different ideas more than you need to do your own. And I don't mean entire ideas. I mean, you need to steal frameworks, right? If somebody's doing a video, let's say you're making a TikTok and you find somebody who does a really cool style of video. You don't have to make the same song as that person, but if that person has a really cool way of showing off their song and showing off their creative process, you should take that framework and then insert your own sauce, your own ideas and your own music into that framework. Don't try to reinvent the frameworks, honestly. There is plenty of good frameworks online to study. You can study other industries, maybe how a graphic designer shows off their talents, or maybe how a YouTuber makes his videos, right? I look at a lot of the top performing videos and I copy usually the intro framework and I copy the thumbnail and then I insert my own authentic information in. And when you do that, the stuff comes up original anyways. So not only do you need to have high volume, but you need to be stealing frameworks. And when you do that, Eventually, when you take enough frameworks, guess what? Your content's going to feel super original, because not only is it going to have your own sauce, but you've taken frameworks from so many different areas. You've now concocted your own strategy that makes you uniquely you. The third tip is taking advantage of growth hacks. There has been certain time periods where I have grown 50, 75, 100,000 followers in 1 month on a platform because I took advantage of some moment. You guys see this usually when like a platform's pushing a new feature, right? Instagram stories, like right when it first came out, all of a sudden it was pushing everybody their stories. There's different time periods on Facebook fan page. Back in the day, you could do some like really crazy viral video hacks, and those moments don't last forever. And when I see one of those moments, I fucking milk the shit out of it. All right. I will take that strategy to the moon. I don't do it a few times and like, oh, okay, that's good. I'm gonna do other things. When I find something that works and I know it's hot, I'm gonna hammer the shit out of it, because I know every single person is going to copy it. I know it might not be forever. I know there might be an algorithm update, but you need to take advantage of growth hacks while they're there, and you need to look for them. Okay. So you're being consistent, you're taking other frameworks, and then when moments happen, you need to take advantage. A good example of this is early TikTok. Early TikTok was really powerful and viral. Now still can be powerful, but there's a lot more competition. Early Facebook fan page before they took reach was fucking unstoppable. I was getting some videos that were getting million view videos nonstop, and it was really, really powerful. Back in the day, Facebook groups was really powerful for me, and I took advantage. Also, there was a period where download gates on SoundCloud were like on steroids. You pretty much gave away free downloads and people had to follow you on SoundCloud. And it was a really good strategy for building your SoundCloud when followers mattered there. And some of these moments, by the way, don't last forever. I actually got into a meeting with Gary Vee and I asked him about that. I was like, should you invest in these things? And like, even though the platform's going to change? And he said, squeeze the shit out of an orange, while you got the orange. And when there's no more juice left, you go over to a pear. And maybe that pear doesn't have as much juice, but later you might find a grapefruit. And what he was saying is that don't get too caught up on the fact that it might not be there forever. If you have some good shit to take advantage of in the social media / following world, you need to take advantage of it. And it might not be there forever, but what you don't want is you don't want to look back and say, man, I wish I would have took advantage during that time period and done more. That's the reason why this one hits home with me so much. I've had so many periods. Early Facebook ads was fucking crazy. Early Facebook fan page was crazy. Back in the day, YouTube channels was way crazier than they are today. And I should have took advantage of those moments more. And now I'm constantly looking for those moments. And if I feel something's hot, I am going crazy. I'm going all in, and I don't want to look back and make regrets. Curiosity is king on almost all these platforms. And the way that presents itself on each platform is different. On TikTok or Reels, you would call that like a hook, like the first 3 seconds. Like, people have no attention spans these days, right? So when they're going fast, what do those first 3 seconds really do? How do they make you feel? How does the text make you feel? What is that thing that's going to hook you in? On YouTube, it's the title and thumbnail and the first 20 seconds. On every single one of these platforms, these curiosity-driven things that are usually at the beginning of the experience. So title and thumbnail, first 3 seconds of the video. Low key, if you don't get that right, your other part of your video could be amazing. It does not matter. It doesn't get seen. At the end of the day, it does not get seen because there's too much drop off early on that the content doesn't get out there and you really don't grow. So when you're making some of this content to grow your following, just keep in mind the beginning, the curiosity, the hooks, the thumbnails, that stuff. You need to spend way more time on that stuff than you do everything else. Oh, and there's one thing when you start off with a consistency. I don't try to be perfect. I don't try to do all this fancy optimization, title, thumbnail stuff. I don't do all the growth hacks. When I first get started, all I care about is making sure I'm consistent. After I hit that consistency, then I slowly start to layer in the growth hacks, the optimizations, adding more structure. Like even with this YouTube channel right now, I'm kind of getting back in the game. I really don't give a fuck if everything's perfect. I just want to look back and say, wow, in 2024, I uploaded 104 videos, just like I said, because I'm trying to make a move in 2025. And I want to make sure I'm doing enough reps in 2024 to make it happen. Okay. So just to recap again, start off by just measuring how much you're doing and just stay consistent. It's okay if you stay in that period for a month or two. Then you need to steal frameworks from other people, okay? You need to look for growth hacks, okay? Look for these little moments where you can take advantage of these big opportunities. And when those big opportunities happen and you find something that works, go all in. Do not look back and make regrets, okay? If you do this, if you stick to it and you stay consistent, I guarantee you, in 3 years, probably even less than that. You could probably do it in 1 year if you really hustle. But in 3 years, I guarantee you'll have 100,000 followers. Real quick, I'm going to tell you the sauciest secret of it all. It's right here. Look at this. This is the secret to not 100,000 followers, but if you want some banger sounds, I am the only one with this hard drive, which essentially has 8 years worth of sample collection. It's cost us over $6 million between studio sessions, engineers, producers, and sound designers for me to make this thing. And it's essentially every single Cymatics pack in one spot. I'm the only one that has it. And for the first time ever, I'm actually releasing this thing. But if you want to get 5 free gigabytes of this, including melodies, drums, FX, and a bunch of other great stuff, you can actually check the link in the description. And fun little fact, I've had Drake use sounds from this, Bad Bunny, Roddy Ricch, Trippie Redd, Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Future. And the list goes on and on. I'm literally not making this up. If you guys want to get these samples, just check the link in the description. Anyways, hope you guys have an awesome day, and peace out.